Well, hello, and this is Jillian with a Jewel Design. I'm going to say good morning because it's kind of run a little late in the morning for you guys. So for some of you, probably noon or afternoon because of the East Coast, West Coast, issues. Yes, we're on different times. How dare that sun not work for everybody. This is Jillian with the Jewel Design. We're here today with a craft and chat. A little bit more chat than craft. But I did want to show you what I've been up to, and we're going to start on the cover for this new autumn journal. We're going to sort of do a little Mod Podge and chit chat, and then we'll come back next week and I'll actually decorate the faceplate and all the bits and goodies of the cover with you guys before I go ahead and list this as quickly as we can. So I started this film, of course, yesterday, and started showing you the book. And we were going to play with it, and I just didn't get anywhere. Like, I added some lace, and I worked on, like, one page. Oh, my gosh. That actually felt like we were crafting. And I turned off the camera, and I'm like, So, slowly the juices start flowing, and the ideas start going. And by last night at 10:30, I had this thing where it is now, and I was like, I wanted to show a reel or a story on Instagram, and I'm like, why? Like, this is so pretty. And I'd be showing it before the video, and I don't know, it just wasn't working. And I was like, okay, well, let's try again. So luckily, my videos are always a couple days ahead, or a couple days ahead. And so we're going to try again. This is take two, but not that you would know. But take two, and a much prettier journal to show you. It is Autumn Botanical journal kit with some autumn gathering and bits and pieces from the Fanciful Autumn. Just little things to sort of make a nice, I think we're beyond 52 pages at this point because of the flips and the twists and the pages to write on. So we will count that up and see how it's going. But we are doing this gorgeous autumn journal. We're going to use half of a paper colored file folder, which was perfect because when as you can see, I'm looking to possibly cluster leaves on this card as a cover plate, and we're going to put some really pretty tissue all over this thing. So we'll work on that in a little bit. But the goal is to, Mod Podge this, like we do a tissue fabric cover, but we're going to use a file folder instead of fabric. Give it a little bit more weight. And I love it because the way it's cut, I'm going to have it to where some things are blended and other things are going to stick out beyond it. And I think it's just fun. For the coloring is great to match with this. So I think first few pages are going to blend right in with the leveling. And then the rest is going to stick up. So these pages are definitely not going to be perfectly lined up. I'm going to have just a little bit of up and down with them. So this was the front page. It could have been cut and just glued on here if I wanted, but when I printed them, I already printed them with the gorgeous face plate images as a sort of paper page ordeal. So I didn't really want to cut that up and waste the ink and reprint pages, and I had the idea that this was going to be a pretty book page type journal. Now, I was hoping with a lot of my autumn pieces, I was going to do a flip-flop journal with Lorette, and I realized because of these full panels, not knowing what I was doing, I'm really glad I didn't, because none of this would have made it easy to do a flip-flop journal. So the Christmas one I'm doing over with her on Lorette Chandler's Vintage Paper Girl channel, YouTube channel, is so much better, and it works so much better to use the Vintage Christmas Greeting kit, because I do have some vertical pages in that, and it made it much easier. So you have to go check that out. But here in the Junk Journal, Journal with Me playlist is her videos. I usually grab them and share them, which I think our newest one, I forgot, I have to go grab it. I put them here in the playlist with the Journal with Me, so you can see them if you just follow me, if you haven't found Lorette. But if you found Lorette, of course, you don't need to watch mine, but they are in there because we're both goofing around and having fun and stuff. So, since I didn't do an autumn flip-flop, I felt I really needed to do an autumn standard journal, 9x6, give or take here. And great for November. Super pretty, I have very little pumpkin in it. It's just a nice fall kit, and like I said, about 52 pages gives you plenty of room to document November and Thanksgiving and the whole week past Thanksgiving before we ever get to December. So I could almost go opposite and catalog all of our Christmas decor from Thanksgiving in this book and not put it in my December daily and actually have more room in my December daily if I was keeping it. But the goal is to sell it for you guys and let you have that. So let's get going before I waste any more time. So there's your front cover with that. I did round these corners just to give a feel. We put a cute little pocket here on the side and has a card on the inside. I struggled forever trying to figure out how to get you guys some kind of tug and pull for this thing. I still don't know if it's what I'm leaving, but I wanted some kind of tag so it would close. But it has a cute little journal card in it. There's lots of writing space in this. Oh my gosh, everything has a backing. Everything can be written on. There's room to write here, room to write here. This is the Autumn Gathering, my first autumn kit from 3 years ago. We have a cute little tag here. My coffee is probably creating some kind of shadow. We have a round tag that's in the new kit. Now, these Autumn Gathering pages were really thin, so I went and took a bunch of papers that I had and collaged over them. So it's called collage the back of them. This is from the Falling into Autumn. This is a mess-up page from the new kit. These are collage pages from one of my 2 basic kits. I have the wood from the Fanciful Fall. I mean, like, I just took all my scraps and I just started collaging the back to make it thicker as a fun page to put in here, and I'm loving how it turned out. Then I have a yellowy green tea-dyed page, and I put a slight fabric flip on it so you can write down below. Nice cluster of leaves, keep continuing on, but I love the last minute fabric additions I added to this last night. So some of these pre-printed coffee dyed looking pages, I added some lace to them because it had to have something going on, right? Now this is the one I was going to do a short, at least for you guys, on YouTube last night. And yeah, I couldn't even get that to work right. I'm like, oh, forget it. I'm done. But we got some nice clustering again. We have a cute little double journal tag turned into a tiny little book. And I went ahead and, just, now this is actually a little bit purple. I didn't even realize it. I thought it was cream last night. That's what I get. But I actually don't mind it with the pops of color that I've been pulling from everywhere and from the pages. It really does still work really nicely. So, we have a tiny little book in here, the cluster on top. All right. So I couldn't think of what else to put in there, so that's what we did. Again, we have some rounded corners. It's a solid page, but the way it was printed front and back, it feels thicker. We got my double stacked pocket. We have tags in it. My instantly backed card, so it's nice and thick. I love how I just put the little fussy cut of a nest down here next to the owl, just help extend that out. But we have a journal card. We have the back of the instantly backed card because the other half is going to be on the front cover, so can't put that to waste. Did a little washi on the top just to give this beige page paper a little bit more oomph. Because by itself it seems just so blah. We had to have something. Decorated the inside of that beige page. Again, was reusing scraps of paper, cut it out, layered it up with lace and cutouts, and that touch of pumpkin I actually drew way back when. Last year I drew pumpkins, tried to sell a sheet of drawn pumpkins as stickers for planners. They're okay. I mean, there's a lot of cutting out, but it was a cute little rendition of light and dark. Put my number on it. This is another Autumn Gathering page, which again, this one was thin, so I went ahead and collaged it on the back. And, Fanciful Fall. This is pieces of, like I said, I keep taking the same pages and just, they were goof ups, and so, they're great for collaging. This one, put a fabric ruffle across the bottom just to help sort of border a netted band. I opened it up, re-sewed it together, and it's a double pocket. So you have a journal card here, and you have a journal tag up here. Collage the top to give it some oomph, but wanted you to write here, wanted you to write here. Really wanted to give you room to write since we took up a writing page. But these sort of cream tea-dyed or coffee-dyed pages, whether they're printed or whether they're, the real thing, are sort of blah, and I can't leave it that way. I'm like, ugh, I have to do something to it. So you still have 2 cards in here with plenty of writing space to make up for the fact we covered the page. But you have the whole back to write on. More here. All right, pretty page. Now, we have vellum here with a doily. We have a little, again, sort of a writing space, but it's just a tip, as we call them now, for the flip-flop journals. You could glue something on it if you wanted to. Right now, it's just a nice, pretty color. But so it's going to be sewn in, because none of this is sewn in yet. And the other end is so much fun. So then you have your middle signature, which I rounded the corners again. So half my digitals, I sort of rounded the corners just to indicate the difference. But we have this gorgeous cover in the front. Autumn is foliage. You know, autumn is the second spring when every leaf is a flower. Foliage and the definition are cute. Squirrel that's become more prominent, and just all the wonderful leaves. So great middle. And then we work our way back the other way. Now that tip on the other end of the where did it go? There it is. This here is the rest of it. It is an envelope. It is my envelope. It is my clutch purse envelope. And what I did was I just went ahead and bordered it there, and we're making another flip out space that you can write on. So here you have all the space to write on, glue something on to, do as you see fit, but you're getting more writing space. Because some of these pages that are light, you can write on them, or you can keep these totally digital and pretty if you want. So I want to make sure you have plenty of room. But these were intended to write on this empty space here. This one has a gorgeous, huge fabric ruffle, which I do by hand, by the way. I don't have a foot that will grab it and gather it for me, so I have to tuck it in, and some of them came out great, and some of them, well, yeah. So you could write here, you could put photos here, you could do just about anything, or leave it simple and just write on the back, right? Or you could just go ahead and get the back to write on it. There's the other half of that collage with more writing space. With this marbled paper, there is room to write on these pages. So we have this one, which the other side had the double pocket with the washi across the top. This one, instead of cutting off the page, just folded it in, made it a nice tuck. We've got paper, we have lace, and we have one of the washi bands. And I just tucked in a journal card, or a journal tag, and then a piece of old calendar paper. That is great right now for, you can cut it, crop it, do whatever you want with it, write on it. But it's just a fun piece, and I sort of just like the colors, and it just sort of helps keep everything sort of tucked into here and not fall out every time I open the darn page. Alright, backside again, easy to write on. We go for a second double pocket. This one is my two standard ones. It has the ruffle on one and has just the thumb pocket on other. Stack them and it makes a wonderful double pocket, which I love. This one can go quite a ways down. I don't go too far just because it's a smaller card. But you have a journal card, you have a little mini journal card, you have a little stamp in here. I have to do a cluster on one page, so I'll probably cluster this one. Possibly, I don't know. I love this one. I love the little butterfly on it. We've got beads and a little lace curtain on it, and it's all ready to go. Now, the lovely part about this one, because it was a slightly smaller page in all areas, it does, hopefully when this is all sewn in, it will sit beautifully just inside the lace that lines up with the next page. And so you have lace here, and then you get to open it, and there's, another page to write on with a double lace border. I went to do this lace, because I always have to cut the edge off. I always have to cut the edge off to get it to lay flat. And I was going to do just put the border back on, and then I was like, well, wait a minute, what if I add my favorite? It has this sort of border right here, so we can glue that down. And you have two pretty little lace, borders here, which I love how that turned out. Keep going with our digitals, more writing space. It gets a little full, a little heavy at some point with some of the stuff, so a writing board may be necessary. I'll see. I may put one together. I have not decided. To maybe help you out with these. Let me do a collage writing board. More paper to write on. The other have the collage with a cute little tab on it, so you can find these pages. As I said, one of my favorites. The back, as we get to the bordered, we get more writing, a lot of writing actually, right? Plenty of writing. And then our last pretty pages, where you get the back side of the plate number one. I added, on all of them I added stuff. I never just left the plate by itself. I added other clusters, I added words or numbers, things that I took from my collection and stamped them on to the plate. So it's never just the plate by itself. I mean, this one has the cluster on the bottom here, and then it has my 1933 number label that, again, I did that same effect and had that gold stamp on it. This is the plates here, but I added these guys, I added this, I added that, I added that. Like, I'm always clustering. I'm never just using an image flat out by itself if I can help it, because with this I think had this on the other side, and I went ahead and added, again, leaves top and bottom. Now I physically added leaves and our belly band. Right, I got this cute belly band going on, which has this already propped on the page, added a little lace, added some flowers on the top to help enhance this. Don't have itty bitty leaves, so I figured, well, let's add the leaves up here. Did a little stem of rhinestones there. And then we have our flip out envelope, which again now becomes a great journaling space. So since this wasn't really journaling, doesn't really give you the ability to journal, let's find another way to journal. So I love doing this. Now you can always glue this down and make it an envelope if you'd rather put stuff in it. But I always love giving you the opportunity to write in it like we did with the other envelope. Envelopes do not always have to be envelopes. They can be writing spaces when backed. Okay, so that is my chunky monkey. So yeah, it's a 2, 4, or 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, let's see, 20, 22, 24, 26 pages? 26 pages. That's 52, and that doesn't include, you know, the extra page here. Doesn't include the other half of the envelope that comes out over here somewhere, where you can flip out and write on it, or the envelope in the back. So you have about 55 pages in here, I guess you could say, and majority of them are writable. A lot of them really are. There's very little. It's just like the collage pages. That one might be a little busy. So there's 2, 3, oh, the vellum, 4 and 5. Yeah, so maybe 10 out of the 55 that you can't write on. I'm like, that is nothing. That's 45 days of writing, and that's, you know, more than enough. So I'm definitely going to leave it messy. I'm not going to try to line everything up. I'm going to let things sit in different places when we sew it in, as long as I catch everything nicely. You know, the only thing I have to worry about is keeping this a little higher so that it sews in 2 places so it doesn't move around. But otherwise, these guys, this is just going to be a wonderful little journal. I am so stoked. I am, like I said, all I got done the other day was add in that lace. I got this clustered near the last 15-20 minutes. I finally got like some kind of detail, right? This pocket was already in place. I didn't have this done. I mean, I just didn't get to much of anything. I had already done this, so you didn't even see that on camera. Oh, it was bad. It was like not one of my better ones. And I was like, you know, I can replace it. Let's show you all the gorgeous things I have done. I'm so sorry I couldn't do it on camera. Sometimes it's just how it works. You have to get it done, and you have to work on it, and you can't show all the fun. But that is what we're doing, and my stomach is growling. So sorry, ladies and gentlemen. So here it is. This is the Autumn Botanical Journal, but I'm probably just going to call it the Autumn Journal or something close to that. And this will be up for sale soon, but let's work on the cover so that we can even do that. Sort of where we're at right now. So, oh, how are we all doing? Oh my goodness, give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. It's not dead air, I swear. How are we all doing today? It was a late Wednesday morning for me, or will be for you, I should say, not even for me. It's Tuesday for me. Like I said, I crafted all day Monday, and that's what I got done. That's what I did in almost a day. I started the project on Friday. I was so excited. I came home from my mom's. I'm like, oh, I want to craft. And it was funny. I started prepping and realizing I had none of my tools. They were all at my mom's still, because we were going to either start Sunday or Monday on crafting and getting the next flip-flop videos done. And, it's not gonna work, is it? And I left all my stuff. I had to go back. I Saturday afternoon, I'm like, I have a moment. Can I get my stuff? I so want to craft. So funny. It was so funny. So I'm like, okay, but that's all good. Okay, I'm trying to get more Mod Podge. My Mod Podge is mostly water at this point, which you're supposed to have some water and some glue, but you have to have the right balance. Or all my Mod Podge is like stuck to the bottom, so I will clean it out later. But let's add some more while I'm waiting. But so I was doing a lot of writing. I was doing a lot of notes. I was just sort of like trying to figure it out. But I made so many changes because I couldn't do it right away. I add paper and then I would rearrange, and I don't know. It was fun. So we got this dark stuff. I am going to put a light layer of white and cream on the top of it, just to get some dimension, maybe would be the right word. Or just to lighten it up a little bit. I don't think I do white. I thought I had white. Here, I don't. I don't have white. I have this, which is the edge of it. But we're going to layer up with every ordeal that I have. Now, about halfway through, I'm going to add this pumpkin to this corner and up in this corner. So this will be the front to help offset the plate, and there'll be one on the back just because we need some pretty. I have so many pieces of scraps from previous ones, so we're going to layer a lot of that. I always layer this. We're going to put, I think we're going to open this up and put the border across the bottom here, and I even have some writing. So definitely have a lot of layers to go. So I thought we'd just go to sort of get this started. I don't want to get too far into this because I don't want to bore you, but I want to show you what we were working on. I always add these in. They are sort of dark, so we have to be careful. I definitely think I'm going to put on a lower level. I'm going to put this one towards the back since we don't have a lot. So I do sort of think about, some just throw it on there and it's awesome. And I definitely have a tendency of being a little more nitpicky about it, I guess. I don't even think this is tissue. I want to say this is something else. Sorry about that. Let's make sure we're doing okay, though. Yeah, we're 21 minutes in, so I won't spend too much more time. But I want to chat with you guys and see what's up and let you know what's going on and just sort of, we'll just play with it. So I wanted an autumn journal for you guys, and I feel so bad I didn't get to it. We were supposed to do that in September. Not that everything else wasn't going on, of course, as you know. And I kept thinking, okay, I'm going to learn the flip-flop. I'm going to learn the flip-flop. And I thought I wanted to use up, I thought I had more autumn, though. That's the other thing. I thought I really had more autumn. And I do. I do have, this kit, the Autumn Botanicals. And I have the Milva's Autumn Rose. But they're both very 9 by 6 designs. My purple kit might be a little bit more vertical horizontal capability to do a flip-flop with. I have others that I did, and it started out with the possibility of that little pumpkin fun kit. Really small one, all vertical. They were just supposed to be journal cards, and it ended up being cute vertical pages, right? And I was like, oh, okay. So that's what got me thinking. Lorette did, she's my mom. But Lorette did make a really simple, cute flip-flop journal out of it for me to write in this year. Which I haven't written in my first one, so I don't know. And then, so I was like, So I did start adding vertical pages to my kits, but not until the pumpkin kit. And then I did the Christmas, which, has, a couple vertical in it. Just because, again, I was designing, I don't know why. I guess I went vertical for some reason. Immediately, I don't know why. So then turn the verticals into horizontal pages. And then, I don't know. I'm in a weird, because I know she's doing vertical things. So I start designing that way. So my Christmas, one small autumn kit is, if you like the flip-flops, that would be the pumpkin fun kit is good. A starter, or as your what's the word? As your base pieces, you would do the pumpkin fun kit, but you would definitely want other autumn pages and scrapbook pages and other things to fill it in. If you only have a couple of digitals, I don't know if that kit has enough. It's a very small, simple, almost naked kit. It's not as detailed as it could be. It all depends on how in depth you go. But I don't know. It's been a lot of fun. You definitely need to come over and watch us. We will be doing. I think we're actually. This is Wednesday for you guys, so I think we're actually filming another part for you guys today. So isn't that fun? Your Wednesday, not my Wednesday. When you see this, it'll be your Wednesday. I think we're filming our next part. So everybody over in Lorette really wanted to keep seeing us going with this project, and so we figured we'd get another chunk done for you, let you know what we're doing, and then we'll probably divide and conquer and get them under wraps, and then we'll come back and show you guys like the last decorating, or I don't know, maybe I'll do it. I don't know what we'll do. I know we have like one more for sure, maybe before the reveal. We'll reveal what we did and add a second project to it. We've got plans. Plus, I have all kinds of digitals to work on. Oh, there's a hole right in the thing. How cute. Now, I'm going up and over. I'm going to have to trim that off, but we're going to leave it as it dries. I may start you know, attempting to rip it off. Okay, so I got it over here, but not up here. Oh, well, that's right. This is where you rip it off and you use it. No point wasting it, right? And it doesn't have to go to the edge. I feel like I don't have to have everything right to the edge. Because truthfully, like, everything is going to start overlapping each other. So this was just sort of to break up the monotony, make sure it wasn't too dark. I want the contrast to a point because, you know, the card does have some lightness to it, but that doesn't mean it has to be, like, super. I thought lighten it up, get the base going. I have a tendency of not quite getting enough down. I know there's a sort of a, maybe a, not really a formula to it, but Gail Gustinelli used to do these all the time. When I first started this whole process 2 years ago. And I think she's gone more fabric and Amazon packaging, but I still love this. This is one of my favorite things because I don't always like pulling out the what's the word? The sewing machine. Good Lord, sorry guys. I'm like, what did I want to find? I don't know. Yep. So I'm gonna put this down because I know I'm gonna put a lot of layers. I'm hoping to put enough layers over it. It doesn't stay too dark. Of course, I'm putting the pumpkin up there, and I'm a little worried about that, but it's okay. I have some light leaves I'm putting over everything, so that may be definitely. You try to do about 50-50. Try to do 50% water to 50% Mod Podge. Helps keep it thin, but gives you the glue without it being super crazy. And then it has a nice sort of effect when we're done. Now this is budging up, and I will have to put stuff on it for sure. That's not the only scrap I have. Yeah, maybe. Oh, I just want that there. I'm like, I need to have a little bit down here. Just a little. But of course, I don't have a small scrap of that left. I have a big old piece of paper. Rude. I'm trying not to go into another napkin for it, because my luck, I have it somewhere, and I don't know if I can find it fast enough. I mean, I have a lot of scraps, guys. This is crazy. It's just unreal, the amount of... So I have no problem doing this, because I did. We were collecting napkins just over and over and over, and I still have more. Like, we bought more that are somewhat fall, somewhat like springy, and I think we can go either way with them. But I have pumpkins, and I have stuff. I always have stuff. Oh my gosh. See, I have this one too, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do that one on the top and have the other one on the bottom. I know, because I think it's a two-piece. That's why I was doing it, but I hate to use it all in one shot, so we'll do both. We'll do both. Okay. But see, I just keep pulling out pieces. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think so. I think I don't have any more scraps of that. Surprisingly, I think I'm finally at it. Okay. I just feel like I need to keep some balance. I know you're just supposed to like throw it on there and go for it. Even in my scrappiness, I have to have rhyme and reason. I don't know why. I just do. So what are you guys doing, ladies and gentlemen? What are we doing today? What are we doing this week? What have we been crafting on? Are we still in autumn? And I'm in good company, or is people moving on to Christmas yet? I know we are. I mean, sorry. Just happened to be what we were doing. Mom's doing more of a winter one. Ready to go. I am doing Christmas. My vintage Christmas, but you know, I've got one kit for Christmas designed. We're gonna do a part, like a second edition or volume to that winter kit, that shabby winter kit that she's working on. We are adding some more texture based photograph pages to that shabby winter. We're gonna do a volume 2. I'll tie the two together with elements and overlays and stuff, but there'll be some more papers and some more cozy wintry feels, but in the pinks and shabbies and furs and stuff like that. So we're totally stoked about that possibility. That's a weird spot, but I'm trying to get rid of some of the harsh lines. I don't really like when I have like harsh, like flat lines. I don't like that at all. You would think with as much liquid as you see, I'd be able to put something down and it would absorb. Not always. Like, I have to really work at it. Right now, this I do have a lot of, and I want these ripped and torn. Or sometimes I will just go across the whole thing because I want that feel. I know it's supposed to be more torn because then it does have that fun feel. So maybe we'll just do it right off the page, but what I don't want is, I don't want that too weird of a feel, but nothing's working. Okay, let's just sort of get that up there. And it's okay if it's sort of clustered or, not clustered. It's okay if it's sort of, I'm already putting stuff down there. Yeah, here we go. Let's put it up here. It's okay if it's sort of wrinkled and whatever. My main problem, I don't get it to the edge sometimes. That's my big problem. I don't get it to the edge. It's like, and I do have a clear mat underneath this. I am not working straight on my cutting mat, which it's pretty toast. I mean, it is literally, it is another protective barrier to the table that's underneath here for my workbench area. But I didn't want to work straight on this if I can help it, to a point. I still have some goo everywhere. I mean, I'm trying to keep it somewhat contained, but a true artist is never clean. Cooks, I guess, you know, the sign of a good meal is a messy counter. I'm like, new, or messy workspace, or whatever. Okay, so we have that. Let's see, we're getting there. So yes, what are we doing? Let me know. Are we in autumn still? Are we attempting Christmas? Have we given up on autumn? I don't know. I know not too many of us do, like, straight out Halloween. Though I was watching Shabby Dabby Doodle last night, of all people. I have not seen her in forever. Not that she's not, I mean, she's doing videos. I don't know. Her newest haunted whatever Halloween kit was on display in the preview, and I was like, oh, what is she doing now? Because I made a big old thing last year. Have you guys seen it? I did her haunted mansion version. I did a two-page spread Halloween thing in my book, and which I love, because then I took all the pictures from Halloween, which I'm really glad, because then I even have pictures of our doggy who passed a few months later. Had her witch hat on. It was really cute. Anyway, I did her kit last year. Like, I'm not one to do Halloween. It's, you know, but I was like, oh, I'll buy, you know, her digital just to do a couple page spread and stuff. And I have the pieces left over that I did print, and, you know, you never know when I'm going to collage something together. But, yeah, so I saw that she had another one out, and it is dolls and clowns, which I don't do. But the colors are pretty. They are purples and, I think, magentas, and, I think she has this tealy color, and it's different. They call it by a blue something else, but to me, it's a teal. So yeah, I just thought, that's pretty. So I was fun. Now, what are we gonna do? I still want to do the middle. I really thought it was sort of cool. So I stopped and watched her last night. That she was working on one of her repeats, just rebuilding everything she did last year again this year, and I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, I've been in and out and watching that, and that is upside down, but I don't care. But she was working on some Halloween pieces, and so it got my attention. I got to listen to her and see what she was up to, but she does do, like, she did a Halloween kit, and she's doing a Halloween journal, and, you know, she's like, and I know they sell. They're gorgeous when they're done. I know they are. So she does great work, and so it was sort of fun to watch. But yeah, I don't do Halloween. I mean, I'm only doing Halloween in a way this year just because the girls really want to. I'm not. There's parts of Halloween I don't mind, and but I'm not like, oh, let's go do Halloween. I am not a big Halloween crazy fan. So I'll do fall like there's no tomorrow. But ooh, it's bleeding. It is leaking through a little bit, so I'm going to be really careful. So this may require definitely some reinforcements, like inside and out. I may want to add a banner of paper inside. Like you see with the reverse spine, I may want to put a piece of paper glued down here, maybe torn edges, and just glued a little bit down the middle to help reinforce one side. And then I'm probably going to have to do some kind of lace on the outside, because I have a feeling if I don't, this may not hold. Now, once this is all dry, it should harden up. It should not stay, I don't know, flat and weird. So you really can't see the brown. I'm almost tempted, though, to put, I was debating on that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it now. Let's see. Because I'm going to do that big movie. was thinking about putting the bigger leaf thing up there, so like up the middle on this side, but I don't think I'm going to do that one. I think I'm going to try one of these other ones. Or is that it? Is it the same thing? I'm just staring at it. Oh, it's a different size, but it is the same thing. Okay. I'm like, wait a minute. What am I looking at? See, this is a little funner at least. I would hope for you guys. I mean, I know it's not like lace and all that fun stuff, but at least it is crafting. It is the process. Now, you do have to pull off the top layers of your tissues. If you've never done this, for some reason you're new to me and new to journaling, I don't do these very often, but every so often I do put them on camera. You want to take your top decorative and pull it away from the white, which is fine. You use the white later. And sometimes there's even a second one from there, but these cheaper ones usually don't have another layer. But you want that thinness because you want that opaque. You want that translucent feel. So I'm going to use that right there. I'm going to tear it a little bit so it's more of a ripped translucent thing. We're going to let it go, and I'm going to put it in this corner because this corner is, the outside of the back, so we want it to be, I don't know. I do try a little bit to lay layers according to where they're going to land on the page. If this was all really, really generic, like no real direction, yeah, I wouldn't care. Like, if it was just all this stuff, maybe. But I know there's some pieces that I want certain places, so. I do feel, though, like we need a little, now there might be another layer back here, but not that big a deal. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of a rip here and try to break up, because I know this is going to get I'm going to break this up just a little bit and lighten it up, because I know we're going to put some stuff in here and I don't want to lose everything, like have it too dark and have it too where I can't see what I've got going here. I'm going to do a couple slots of that, both for the red too, because that red is pretty prominent. It's like, I may put that almost up against the spine there, just so that if I'm going to have a straight edge, it's going to at least have a purpose to it. And you definitely probably want to make sure you try to overlay those edges as much as possible too, because you're not going to want to, if you go down that middle too much and there's really nothing it's just wet and there's nothing keeping it together. So we'll definitely trim around the edges. Gail normally makes these a little bit bigger. She'll go, instead of the 9 by 12, she'll go like 10 by 13, so she has a nice like half an inch or a quarter inch to trim off, when she does them flat, so that she has a clean edge to her thing. Now I have a very specific shape that I have to cut, so I can't quite do that. Ooh, that sort of bunched up funny, so we need something in that corner. Let's add a little bit more to that. Aha, perfect. And now let's add some more to that. There we go, we'll get there. Yeah, so you can really just slap it on there, or you can like think your way through it. I want some in the middle. I know there's wording under there, but it's going to be very light, isn't it? It's going to be very light. It's going to be really hard to find. And that's okay. We'll see what happens when it dries. It's really, sometimes I think, oh my gosh, it's not going to show. And other times I'm like, oh wow, that really popped up. I really didn't need to do all that. Yeah, it really varies. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing the progress. All right, 38 minutes. I don't want to go too long on this for you guys, but I want to show you all the hard work I did yesterday. I really wish I could have done more of it on camera with you guys. I feel so bad that it just didn't do what I was hoping it was going to do. Like, man. But you know, that's where the cookie crumbles, right? You just run with it, you make it work. And it was a start off point and it was great, but you know, now I just go, well, it's okay. I get to, I get to show you the hard work and all its accomplishments, and you get to see the cover a little bit. So that'll be fun when you see me next. I promise this will be done. And I will have all the pieces ready to go so we can sit and, honest to God, make sure that that front cover, you get to watch me decorate that cover up and its process. And, you know, we actually get to do a little, honest to God, crafting in this journal world. Don't get me wrong, this is crafting. This is something. So we know that my plate is going to go pretty much here in the middle, so I don't have to cover this perfectly if I don't want to. And I'm probably going to dry a little bit before I go adding the pumpkins, because I'm wondering if as it dries, if I'm going to need to add some more layers before I add in the pumpkin corners, because they are sort of our final, you know, ordeal. It's definitely supposed to be warmer today. It's supposed to be about 80, but that doesn't guarantee any dryage. We'll see. But as it dries too, it's gonna bunch up. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna let you go. You see me in progress. You'll get to see when it's all done. You'll see the final before we put the plate on it. You're gonna watch me decorate the plate on the next one. I promise. Keep your eyes out for, of course, videos for me and Lorette on her channel, and I'll show them here on mine. I'll make sure to go do that. It's Tuesday, so I'll go make sure to add my shared moment with the Monday's video, and wish us luck as we continue on with our second and third layers of our flip-flop journals. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please comment, like, love, hit your notifications so you know when I come up, since I'm sometimes all over the board. I'm trying to get once a week, but you never know, especially when I'm doing it over on another channel. You know, I'm sort of doing it over there, so it's not always here. But you never know, like I said, when I'm going to share something, so you might want to keep an eye out for that. Please comment, let me know what you're up to, what you're doing. If you haven't joined me over at Crafters of a Jewel Design, please ask to do so you can share what you're working on, especially if you've been buying any of my digital kits. And want to share what you've done, because I love seeing what people do with my work. It makes me super, super happy. I'm a print person, a print girl. I'm a hands-on, hold it in, you know, I want to feel the work in your hands, and so it makes me super happy when I get to see what you guys are doing. So please ask to join if you haven't already, and show off what you have. It's okay. The pictures don't have to be great. I just want to see, and we all want to be able to love on you guys, and just, you know, be so happy that we're all getting to craft and we're all getting to share those moments. So love you all. Hugs to you. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will see you one way or another next week. Have a great day. Bye-bye.